And Yamiche is still with us. Also joining us to discuss more on all of this is Washington Bureau Chief for USA Today, Susan Page, and former Deputy Assistant Secretary of State Joel Rubin. Yamiche, the president chose 3 Middle Eastern countries for his first major foreign trip. Why these countries, and what is the goal?
Well, it's a very interesting question. I want to remind people that he's going to Saudi Arabia, Qatar, and the United Arab Emirates. And I say those 3 countries because it's important to kind of underscore exactly where he's going, because from my understanding and talking with White House officials and based on my reporting, he's really looking to make deals, and all kinds of deals, business deals, nuclear deals, oil deals. The president is trying to go there and interface with these Middle Eastern leaders to essentially come back and be able to say, look, the United States is getting something out of this trip. It's also interesting because he did also go to the Middle East for his first trip during his first term overseas, his first major foreign trip. This was seen a little bit as a snub back then to European allies. Often presidents might go to France or to England, but to see the president do this again, it really shows that in his mind, he believes that he can make these sort of deals that Americans believe he can make in the Middle East. So it'll be very interesting to see how he rolls that all out.
The other big news, and we heard the president touch on this as well, is we're awaiting Hamas's release of Israeli-American hostage Idan Alexander. Here's what we heard from the president on this.
I'm very happy to announce that Idan Alexander, an American citizen who until recently most thought was no longer living, thought was dead, is going to be released in about 2 hours, actually. And he's going to be released before the eyes of Steve Witkoff, who has done a fantastic job.
Yamiche, what do we know about what went into this to getting Idan Alexander freed?
Well, this, of course, is a big moment because Idan Alexander, as you noted, is the last living U.S. hostage, the last living American hostage in Gaza, U.S. citizen in Gaza. I also want to say that he's expected to be released in just the next few hours here. The president, maybe in about 45 minutes ago, said it would be in about 2 hours. The president also said this was a step taken in good faith to put an end to this very brutal war. And a Hamas official said that this release is part of efforts to achieve a ceasefire. I also talked to Steve Witkoff over the weekend, and he told me, of course, he being the special U.S. envoy, he's actually now in Israel to secure this release. He told me that this is really, he believes, a big gesture, that this is a testament, he said, to President Trump's ability to negotiate, but that the family also that is ecstatic to have Idan coming home. But they were all, of course, couching this with the idea that everything will really be okay once he's back in the hands of U.S. Officials and his family. So still watching to see exactly when that release happens. But this is a really big moment. Anna.
A lot of news coming from the White House this morning. Yamiche Alcindor, thank you for bringing us the latest on all fronts. And Joel, there is still a lot we don't know about how this hostage release came to be. President Trump is saying it's a step taken in good faith towards the United States. How significant is it if the U.S. made this deal unilaterally with Hamas?
Yeah, Anna, of course, first and foremost, getting Idan out is a victory for him, for his family. It's a wonderful moment to see a humanitarian success. There still are 58 more hostages, both deceased and alive, that need to come out, and that needs to be a top priority. This negotiation, it's a fascinating dynamic that we're watching right now, but unfortunately, there's no clarity about how this fits into ending this war, getting the hostages out, and getting relief into Gaza. It seems almost like a one-off. Hamas may be doing what others are doing in the region of providing some type of positive a gift or action to try to take advantage of the fact that President Trump is going to be in the region. So I don't really know if this is going to lead to any further negotiations. And also, without Israel in the room as part of this, it doesn't feel like a sustainable program that we're witnessing. So it's a wonderful moment, but a lot of open questions about how sustainable this is going to actually be.
Susan, NBC News reports there's been unexpected friction between President Trump and Prime Minister Netanyahu over Iran, over Israel's latest Gaza offensive, over the unilateral U.S. de-escalation with the Houthis. The two leaders spoke by phone today regarding Gaza, but when President Trump heads to the Middle East, he won't meet with Prime Minister Netanyahu. What do you make of that?
Yeah, I think it's notable that Israel is not on his itinerary as he goes to the three Gulf states, and a sign that, to the surprise of some, as you say, there is some friction between the president and Netanyahu. They have been such close allies for so long, but I think there is frustration in the Trump administration at the difficulty of getting movement on the situation in Gaza in any significant way, Anna.